Maurice Cheeks. At guard from Georgetown, 6'5", number 25, David Wingate.
For the 76ers, Charles Barkley. They need a flashlight now, or to have been sitting here and waiting for the 76ers and had that rest.
Well, you know, when you're playing a home game, everybody's revved up. During the first month of the season, every team that plays at home plays a little bit higher than what they might over the next 6 months of the year. The enthusiasm is still there. Now, this club thinks that they're going to go from 40 wins to a possible 50-win season. Now, I'm not saying they don't have the talent. They really have some really good people. But the thing that they have to their advantage is the city believes that they're good right now, and every night they're going to get 17 to 20,000 here.
Now the Bulls sport somewhat of a new look. They have some young players they are very high on, and we chatted with Doug Collins prior to the ball game. One of them being introduced now, Scott Pippen, a little-known college player who has really blossomed.
From West Virginia Tech, number 3, Sedale.
Here's a former Sixer, Sedale 3. A lot of people wondered whether he would stay with this ball club, whether he would make the team. And here's the starting
Chicago
lineup.
Bulls. At forward from Ohio State, number 6, Brad Sellers. At forward from Virginia Union, number 34, Charles Oakley. In the middle, from Jacksonville, number 53, Artis Gilmore. Six-two guard from Notre Dame, number 5, John Paxson. From North Carolina,
Okay, for the Chicago Bulls, Brad Sellers, Charles Oakley, Artis Gilmore, John Paxson, and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. And did it get loud? The officials, Jess Thompson and Hugh Hollins. And they bounced the ball to Mo Cheeks to take a look at it. And who better? He played very well last night.
Oh, listen, Mo not only had the 10 assists, but he had 5 key steals along with his 15 points. I thought it was a beautiful, well-rounded exhibition by all 5 starters.
Here's the tap, and it's won by Philadelphia. Charles holds it at the timeline. We are just underway. The Chicago Stadium, Chicago, Illinois. Neil Funk with Hubie Brown. Wingate. You can still see the right wrist very heavily taped, but he played well last night.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Charles thinks and now fires short. Rebound, though, Henson. Oh, a multiple shot opportunity here.
Well, they've made up their mind. They're using Michael Jordan as the double team man off of David Wingate onto Barkley.
Here is Cheeks burying one from outside. Now Maurice will hound in the backcourt.
Well, Mo Cheeks definitely took Fleming and Scott Skiles right out of the game last night.
A 2-0 Sixer lead as we're just underway. This is Jordan. Inside Oakley against Barkley. It was blocked. He got help from Henson, but a foul call.
Well, I tell you, they're establishing right now that they're going to allow the player. Now, watch him. Well, we catch this a little bit late here right now. But what happened is that when the player, Oakley, went down in there to post up, he really used his forearms and his arms to lock Barkley behind him. There was an awful lot of contact.
Oakley and Barkley, the 2 best rebounders in the NBA a year ago.
But you know how that goes, Neil. As long as it's going to stay that way at both ends of the court, that's fine, because that's Charles's game, really.
Oakley makes the first free throw. Oakley was quoted in the paper this morning as saying, hey, no bad blood between us. We both just like to play very physically and very hard. Oakley.
Oakley is an excellent foul shooter, an 80% foul shooter during the exhibition season.
And he makes 2 there. And it's a 2-2 ball game. 1 minute gone. Maurice against Paxson. Here comes Wingate around the top off of McCormick. Bounce down to Henson against Oakley now. Cheeks thought about it.
3 seconds, 3.
And has to pull the trigger and rattles it home. That's twice they've had to force up a shot.
Well, I'll tell you, if you watch off the camera now, watch these guys posting up, you'll see the Chicago Bulls are using both hands and pushing the men down in the low post area. Now, that's an automatic foul.
There's Paxson from outside, missing. The rebound, though. Oakley back up. No, rebound McCormick.
The Bulls are an outstanding offensive rebounding team. Outstanding.
They've got Gilmore and Oakley. Jordan can sky. Sellers can get up. Wingate off the elbow on the left side, and he sticks one.
Well, the thing that I like about this is that the perimeter game is going good early. Oh, what a move.
Jordan flying to the hole and missing, but Oakley another rebound.
That was a great stutter dribble on Wingate.
Jordan doubled. Paxson is the open man, and he knocks it down.
Well, that's his strong suit. Last night, where the Sixers would do that same rotation on traps, Indiana couldn't knock down a shot. But, you know, Paxson, that's his shot.
Cheeks beats Paxson, and then Matty screaming for a goaltending call, and I thought it might have been as Gilmore pinned it on the glass.
Now, we'll see it right here. Now, there's the foul. There it hits the board, and there it is. Absolutely. The ball hit the board.
Maurice will get to the free throw line. Paxson will have his hands full with Cheeks at the defensive end. We'll see if Maurice doesn't look to assert himself a little bit more offensive than he normally would.
See, in the NBA, that's the back official's call. The guy underneath cannot make that call. The guy in the back must see it hit the board.
And Matty talking right in front of us to Hugh Hollins and saying exactly what you were just talking about as Maurice makes a pair.
All right, the Sixers are in their trap now.
Paxson, Cheeks, forces him to pick up the dribble.
Here it is, right here at half court.
Paxson for Jordan, and an illegal defense call now.
See, he's calling it on Barkley right now, and I want to tell you something. Charles, if the player is above the circle, all Charles has to be is above the foul line. Charles was above the foul line, and more important, he was moving to the offensive player. So, I mean, he was kind of stunned.
Well, I certainly didn't think it was illegal defense. Here's Jordan from outside. Nope. The rebound fought for. Gilmore battling, and a whistle and a loose ball foul is charged to Artis Gilmore.
Well, that was a good block out that time by Charles. Gilmore came right up over the top. Seeing this early going here right now, the Sixers must establish a low post game. Hinson and Charles must fight all his body contact and develop something. The guards are doing an excellent job right now hitting the perimeter shots.
Wingate, a running right-hander that doesn't go, and Gilmore the rebound. Gunned up the right side to Oakley. Oakley looking for Gilmore, posted, now unloads from outside. That won't go, and the rebound loose, and Cheeks picks it up. An 8-4 Sixer lead. Maurice darts to the hole, goes up, and is knocked to the deck.
Offensive foul.
And Maurice is upset. And I'm telling you, as we talked about during the preseason, you do not see Maurice complain unless he really feels that the call was a bad one.
Let's see. Well, we all got blocked out on that one right there. We did not have a good replay.
This is Paxson. Handoff from Gilmore. Jordan, and another whistle, and this is going to be
foul.
Off the ball.
Offensive foul, Artis Gilmore.
See, Gilmore is making his presence felt here tonight, Neil. He really is. He's playing big down inside. And they can afford that luxury because they can come with Corzine. See, so our Artis is going to be a very, very key acquisition for them as the season wears on.
McCormick flashed, but they couldn't get it to her. Barkley for Wingate. 8 on the shot clock. David, another running right-hander that won't fall, and Sellers the rebound. Flicked up the right side. Jordan stutter steps in, running, scooping, and scoring. Well, he just explodes when he decides to make that move.
That was a prime-time crossover stutter step. That's the second time that he's pulled that. The first time he went to his right, though.
Charles, good feed inside. McCormick's shot won't go at point-blank range. Here comes Jordan again. The air show. Well, didn't get started that time.
Well, that good help. Good help that time by the Sixers. Two guys jumped in there and faked the double team.
Here's Gilmore posted just off the box. He goes up.
Offensive
and
foul.
Trying to power his way to the basket.
And you know, they couldn't get Corzine in the game fast enough. Corzine was at the scorer's table waiting to get in the game. Gilmore picks up his third.
3 on Artis Gilmore, and we still have 7:18 left to play. There's a look at Dave Corzine here in the first period. Cheeks, yes sir, again. A 10-6 Sixer lead.
Well, the Chicago Bulls are intent on double teaming everything that goes down inside the top of the circle. So there are going to be free people all night, but can the guards continue to keep shooting the way they have been?
Jordan missed it. Barkley the rebound, and here he comes.
4 on 2.
Charles to Cheeks, and he's knocked off his feet, and Paxson goes down with him. And the foul is going to be on Paxson.
That was an excellent elevation, and you'll see Paxson moving here. There he is. See, he moved right underneath them and caught him. Comment time. Here's a clear out for Charles.
Against Sellers.
There's another foul. See, if you watch now, if you're sitting out there looking at this, watch closely how every time that the Sixers post up or take you off the dribble, the defensive forwards of the Bulls drop their hands right down on your waist, and they're pushing you with both hands. I have never seen this done so much in any game, and I've been around pro basketball 15 years.
Here's Charles again. They cleared the side for him. Nothing doing that time. Jumper Wingate, nope. Rebound loose, and then finally picked up by Dave Corzine. Former star at DePaul right here in Chicago. Out backs at Ale3 against Mo Cheeks. They know each other well. Sellers. Bingo. His first field goal of the game. 10-8 Philadelphia.
Anytime you get trapped, it's not the first pass that's open, it's the second pass. You must rotate the ball 2 passes.
Wingate unloads again. He hasn't been shy, and the ball batted out and right into the Sixer bench. And they give the ball to the Bulls.
See, now we've played 6 minutes, and there has been no post action for the 76ers as of yet. We're a little too contented to keep kicking up the jump shots. You see, now when he made the first 4, now the percentage is balancing off.
This is Jordan. He loses Wingate for a moment in the air and then kicks it out to Sellers, who fires, misses this time. Rebound Oakley, his 4th of the game.
Screen across. Screen across.
Great.
You ready, Dave?
Wide open. Yeah. Sedale 3. His first field goal. This is McCormick.
There's your double team.
Charles. Skip pass across the top to Maurice, and again they unload from the outside and miss. And the rebound, Oakley, that's his 5th of the game. Jordan. Nice steal by Charles.
3 on 2.
Right into the passing lane. Good feed to the trailer. Wingate, and the layup's good.
That was a beautiful bounce pass by Charles, because David was in an awkward position to make that catch. It was a great catch.
And Cheeks on the other side. That left it for Wingate trailing. Sellers underneath, and Oakley's layup is good.
Sixers were definitely confused defensively that time. Well, 3 of the guys were in a zone trap that time, and the other 2 were playing man-to-man. That's why that opened up.
Wingate from outside again. No again. The rebound, Jordan. Michael Jordan behind his back once, and then to streak back to Jordan, and he jams with the right hand. Great break that time. That time, Jordan looked like Charles on the break.
The old story, when you give it up, you'll get it back if you keep cutting. Now on the baseline there was a screen across. And as Hinson came to post up, Michael Jordan hit him with a forearm. They're calling it a block, but he caught him with a forearm right in the chest.
Prior to that, he gave a pretty good belt to David Wingate as well. Now pleading his case. 4 minutes exactly left here in the first quarter. A 14-12 Chicago lead. And Hinson at the free throw line. Brains checks in. And Charles Barkley comes out.
Last night, Roy was 3 for 5 from the foul line. Had a great game on the boards, 12 rebounds.
And he makes a pair here. So we're tied at 14.
Here's the Sixer press now. 2-2-1.
They get it up to Corzine, back to Jordan. He goes up, scores, and he's fouled. His hang time is so long that there's very little that you can do other than fouling.
See, once the ball goes to the corner against the trap, you are vulnerable in the middle of the floor if they can get the ball back to an explosive player. And that's what happened that time. Because once he made the catch, you knew he was going to the rim strong.
Jordan gets the bottom end, and it's 17-14 Chicago with 3:49 remaining. Neil Funk with Hubie Brown, the stadium in Chicago, as Cheeks works on Sedale 3. Dumped down to Hinson, back to Cheeks, and nearly lost, and now it is. 3 to Jordan. Good night.
3-point play. That was all started by Jordan anticipating the pass back to Cheeks. It was wide open. Here he comes. You see him? Now he came all the way from that corner, and he continues. Now the Sixers get great defense here right there. David chases them. The only trouble is the strength factor.
He led the Bulls with 125 blocked shots last year. That time just anticipating well, jumped into the passing lane and created the turnover. And now the timeout taken by Philadelphia. 19-14 Chicago lead. Back right after this.
And McCormick one shot. See, they cannot establish any inside game as of right now.
Jordan with another steal. Baseline 3. Not this time. Rebound finally to Danny Brains.
Brains had a nice game last night. Very, very nice. He was out on the break, did a real good job defensively.
This is Hinson out high. Matched up with Oakley right now. McCormick with Corzine. The ball inside, and Corzine stripped it away.
If you're going to make that pass in traffic, it's got to be a bounce pass.
And Sellers dunks at the other end. You're watching Sixers basketball on WPHL. TV 17, Philadelphia. Neil Funk with Hubie Brown. Cheeks for Wingate. Well, as Hubie has said before, there's a running right-hander by Wingate. He knocked it down and was fouled as well. It'll count on the continuation, but as Hubie has said so many times, when you live by the jump shot, you also die by the jump shot.
Now watch the contact. You see the hand on his hip? The hand was on the hip. Every time you make a move off the dribble into the lane, they have the hand or two hands right in your back pushing you out. And I don't understand it because there have been very few that have been called up until this time.
Wingate gets the bottom end of the three-point play, and it's a 21-17 Chicago lead, and they have the basketball. Ooh, that was close to being over and back.
Sixers in their trap, the 1-3-1 trap. See, they just got a zone call on Welp. See, because he was standing in the middle of the floor, he was below the foul line, and there was no one in the area. And if he's going to be there, he must be above the foul line so that he can claim that he is guarding someone.
Now Vincent Askew comes on for the Sixers, and Scottie Pippen comes on for the Chicago Bulls. But first, the technical free throw. Now, see, I could buy that illegal, I'll get it out in a minute, illegal defense call, but not the first one.
No. I agree with you. See, David Wingate had a lot of opportunities. He and Cheeks at this time are 6 for 12, but Wingate is 3 for 8, so there's a lot of shots at that second guard position.
This is Sellers against Henson. A 3 matched up. He beats Cheeks into the lane, scoops, and nope.
Excellent defensive position by Welp that time. He came right over and was ready to take the charge and forced Sedell Threet to take a bad shot.
Low and nearly poked away again.
Yep.
Maurice starts into the lane.
Plenty of
Low
time.
post. Henson, the fall away.
There
Short,
it is.
and the foul.
You see, now he's moaning right now, but he got him first with both hands, and then he put his hands up in the air. And this is something like if I'm on this game, I probably would have been thrown out of here by now because I would have at least had 2 technicals.
You never got thrown out, did you?
I'll tell you something. You know why? Because it's so obvious. Now, we're not showing or trying to cry wolf here or anything like that. This is very obvious.
Henson's first one rattles around the rim and jumps out on him.
You know, I've said this during the exhibition games and again last night. Roy's doing a great job scoring, getting opportunities, rebounding, blocking shots. His biggest problem right now is the foul line.
And he misses 2. 22-17 Chicago.
See, in a game like this, you got to knock down all those foul shots because it's going to be a Donnybrook.
Bulls ball movement has been very good here in the closing stages of this first quarter. A minute 32
They're going to get caught
left.
again. Welp doesn't have a man.
Outside, the jumper good by Corzine. Again, the skip pass right across the top. And Corzine was the open man. A minute 20 left in the period. Benson Askew into the lane.
Nice
Great
pass.
feed. Develop. He got it.
You see, but he caught the pass behind the backboard. They've got to start getting out in front of the board, so as soon as they get it, they can get up and go strong on the dunk. And last night, Barkley made 3 great passes, and we had missed dunks.
Here's Oakley. If that's not traveling,
You
might as well get on a bus.
We're going to come back with shirts. Nice.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
I'm telling you, there's life after.
55 seconds left. 24-19. Benson. And
Yeah, he
got it right back.
He did. He dragged his left, the pivot foot. He made a move, and a defensive player anticipated and jumped right out on his right hand.
Sellers wanted to set a back screen, but Threet just nodded him away and brings it up against Mo Cheeks. 41 seconds left in the period. This is Pippen, and he threw it away right into the hands of Vincent Askew. Here comes Danny Brains. Down the lane, running right-hander, or off balance, and he scores anyway. Had to alter his shot a little bit. Actually shot it on his way down. And it's a 3-point game, 24-21.
See, they want the trap against this group. This group has got to prove to them that they can hit from outside.
Threet.
We're down to 12 seconds now. Another illegal defense.
Down to 12 seconds, and again, I think they might have gotten Velp.
Technical foul.
See, when you run that half-court trap, the guy that's in the middle at the foul line area cannot get caught below that foul line. That's just the nature of the NBA rules. He must be above the foul line.
Well, Corzine to shoot the technical, and he makes. Now that's the 3rd illegal defense call against Philadelphia here in the first quarter. 25-21 with 12 seconds left. The Bulls with the lead and the ball. Threet at long range. Here comes Sedale. Down the lane, missed it short, and a whistle blows. Hugh Hollins with the call, and the foul is going to be charged to Danny Brains.
Called on Danny Brains. That's his first 14th foul.
So they get right back to the free throw line.
Horace
With 3
Grant.
seconds left, here comes Horace Grant, another one of the Chicago youngsters out of Clemson. 6'10", 220 pounds. They're very high on him as they are on Scottie Pippen. Yeah, Grant, the ACC Player of the Year at Clemson. Sedale Threet makes the first free throw.
Well, unfortunately for Grant, he did not settle his contract, and he missed at least 6 exhibition games. So he is behind everyone else. But the young man is blessed with a lot of talent.
Threet with a pair. 27-21. In a hurry, Cheeks. He'll have to throw it from the timeline, and it sails over the top of it. And Grant. This is Pippen. Little dribble handoff outside this run. And Threet dishes nicely baseline. Pippen had it blocked. Picked up by Threet. That's blocked by Velp, and a foul.
Foul call on
This group is going to run a little weave, hoping that the middle will open up. And as they go down the middle, now here it is right here. Good move. And what I was glad to see is that Welp is really making himself active. He's starting to go, not only play big for the rebounds, but he's also trying to go after people.
Threet sticks the first free throw. So Dale Threet, Virginia Tech's all-time leading scorer, 2,488 points in his career there. And makes a pair of free throws. And the Bulls have their biggest lead of the game at 29-21. Stevie Coulter. Velp has Charles posted.
That's
now Matty screamed for an illegal.
Well, he wants to leave, right, because they double team and he didn't have the ball.
Barkley pounds it home in the middle. That's just brute strength right there.
Well, see, they must go to Charles right now against this group. Charles has got to take over the game here right now for about 3 or 4 minutes because there isn't anyone out there that can guard him.
Here's the little weave again. It's Pippen. He knocks Brains to the deck, fires, misses, Brains the rebound.
See, believe it or not, Pippen is not a good field goal percent shooter. He's really not. He's a great athlete.
Danny Brains. Now Barkley.
Here's a one-on-one for Charles.
He alley-ooped it up, and Grant got a hand on it and tipped it. Three. Doug Collins up in front of the Bulls bench trying to orchestrate. They clear the side. Here comes Threet and the easy layup.
See, the Sixers must make a move against this group right here to even off the ball game before that first unit comes back on the floor.
31-23. Askew into traffic, and he has it knocked loose. Coulter nearly intercepted, but Paxson able to handle it. Grant, and that's stolen. Here comes Charles, and Paxson better get out of his way. He does, and Charles will pound it home with 2 hands. Paxson, when he got to the timeline and realized who was coming at him, said, "That's all right, pal, go on." Pippen at very long range, pounds the dribble. Now unloads the jumper from the top and bricked it. Grant tried to save it, and it's out of bounds.
See, the main thing when you play a group like this that's trying to just weave the basketball, just lay off them, because very few of them can hit the outside shot.
Threet comes off. Michael Jordan checks into the game. And Wingate comes back on for Philadelphia.
Game. Two-man game, Wingate and Charles.
Was a two-man game.
Plenty of time, 9 seconds on the clock.
This is Barkley. And Grant reached in and stole it. Here comes Jordan. The bounce to Pippen, the layup good. 33-25.
See, the negative factor here has been this group has had the ball for the Sixers 5 times. They have 3 turnovers, and Charles has 2 dunks. Unfortunately, the 3 turnovers have added to 3 baskets at the other end.
Coulter sticks the jumper as he looked first to Barkley in the lane, and he was covered. Inside Corzine, little turnaround, and that rattles around and drops. 8:40 left. First half, 35-27. The Sixers have to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Here's Wingate, and that's off the mark. Charles, strong rebound. Back up. Nope, off the heel of the rim, but he'll get to the line. Here comes Timmy McCormick. Back in. Watch the basket after Charles. He about tears the whole thing down. 35-27. Charles makes the first, 35-28. But as you pointed out, Hubie, the Sixers have got to get something out of almost each possession now.
Yeah. Last night, Charles was 8 for 9 on the free throw line. Here comes a trap. Now they're going to match up and play man-to-man.
They got it to the middle, though, and driving, and the layup by Jordan is good. That's just what you pointed out earlier. Once you get it to the middle against the pressure.
He can do so many things. He makes it look easy.
Wingate rolls one in off the glass as he knifed in from right to left. Here comes Jordan again. Back to Jordan. He windmills one up, misses, but the follow is good by Corzine. Well, you can remember 2 years ago when all they did was boo Dave Corzine in this building.
Well, if you notice now, every time that Jordan is in the middle, passes to the wing, and goes back, they give it right back to him. Oh, that was some shot Barkley just hit Pippen with, I'll tell you. He just caught him with an elbow. Now, I realize that here comes Hinson in the ball game right now, but when Charles went up and got fouled on his shot, Pippen really came down on him strong, and he just cleared him out with some elbow to the face.
Charles averaged 25.9 points per game and 10.3 rebounds during the preseason. Had a big night last night against Indiana. And so far tonight, 2 field goals. He's 3 of 3 at the line. 7 points. Missed that. Stevie Kohler had it for a moment and then lost it to Paxson. Running with Jordan and Corzine. The jumper good.
He can knock that one down all night long. Dave Corzine is an excellent 18 to 20-foot shooter for a center. Excellent.
Got a little gray in his hair now.
I think he looks terrific since he shaved off his beard.
Yeah. Here's the lob. Jordan got there, tipped it away from, or rather Pippen tipped it away and got it to Jordan. Now they throw it away. It's a track meet now. Here comes Charles. Charles palmed it. They didn't call that. He double pumps and scores.
Well, he did carry that one.
Yeah, you talk about Michael Jordan cradling. Charles just cradled one unintentionally.
Michael cradles it at about 3 foot off the floor. Charles cradled that one at 7 foot off the floor.
Timeout, Chicago.
A timeout taken by the Bulls. They lead 41-34. Back right after these messages. Bulls inbound. They got it in the middle to Jordan, and he banked it in, off balance, leaping leaner.
We've played 5 minutes this quarter, and the Bulls are 7 for 7 from the field.
And lead 43-34. Wingate beats one man, then hooked it back, trying to get it to Hinson, and here come the Bulls again with a turnover. Pippen running in, and he's stripped but fouled. Stevie Coulter got there, but not a bad foul, or Pippen would have jammed it.
I'm really impressed with the defense that Chicago is playing in the passing lanes now. They're anticipating really well, and it is the Sixers' 10th turnover. And we still have 6.5 minutes to go in this quarter.
Comes Mo Cheeks back in. Steve Coulter will come off. Pippen made the first free throw. 44-34, a 10-point Chicago lead.
Now, we can talk about turnovers all you want if nothing happens at the other end, but they are coming out into 3-on-1 and 3-on-2 fast breaks and scoring every time.
45-34 Chicago. Sixers set up. Wingate fires. Not great shot selection, but it came away short, and here come the Bulls again. Paxson or Pippen for Paxson. Jumper good. Yeah, the point you were making just a moment ago, they're not only coming up with turnovers, but they're finishing it off at the other end.
Yep.
Cheeks, and he knocks Paxson to the floor, and a block on Paxson.
His third.
Played pretty good defense, but he was leaning just a bit.
But see, he had him.
Sedale 3 for Paxson.
Paxson's all upset, but there's no doubt about that foul.
Paxson comes off, and Sedale 3 checks back in. Maurice Cheeks. McCormick. Bounce to the left side of Barkley. Long range. Got up in the air. Now the fake Wingate fires off balance and scores anyway. He got Jordan to raise up, and then he just kind of leaned in. 47-36. This is Jordan inside Corzine, and he's fouled from behind by Timmy McCormick.
See, Chicago used Michael Jordan to back pick Dave Corzine's man. The Sixers did an excellent job playing Corzine on the roll, and then he came right back into the lane on a quick post-up and caught McCormick.
Oakley from outside. Nope. McCormick couldn't handle it. Corzine does and scores.
Scottie Pippen kept that one alive. The young man is really an outstanding athlete, has extra long arms and great jumping ability.
Wingate. Pick and roll to McCormick. The layup's good.
Nice pass. Now, for all you youngsters who are out there who are only 6'1" going to college in your freshman year, Scottie Pippen was the manager at Central Arkansas at 6'1", and then grew into a number 5 first-round draft pick.
Here's the travel. It's going to be, well, it's going to be a 3-second violation rather than the travel, although both occurred. Here comes Mark McNamara for Tim McCormick. Now, Mark did not play last night. Coach's decision against Indiana. So he sees his first regular season action of the season here tonight.
See, there cannot be any questionable board play in a physical game like this. You've got to be able to keep the ball alive and do your job.
Well, there wasn't any question there. Charles wanted it. He got it. He scored.
The beautiful thing about that rebound by Charles was when he hit, he came back and switched hands with the ball from his right to the left and laid it up beautiful. If he would have kept the ball in the right hand, the Bulls actually had a chance to block that shot.
Charles makes the free throw, completes the three-point play, and it's an 8-point game. Chicago 49, Philadelphia 41, with 4:12 left to play in the first half. Neil Funk and Hubie Brown, the stadium in Chicago. Pippen, dribble drive, nope, strip. Here comes Henson to Barkley, to Cheeks. Mo goes up, no. Barkley's rebound, back up and good. And Matty screaming for a foul on the drive by Cheeks.
Fortunately, the Sixers get it back, Neil, fortunately.
And a timeout taken, 49-43. Chicago with a lead, but Charles Barkley beginning to put on a show here at the stadium. Back right after this.
You can depend on AT&T long distance thanks to the...
But Hinson must get involved. He's 0 for 1 from the field, and the big thing is the one opportunity.
Here's Corzine inside from Michael Jordan. Nope, and there's the rebound by Hinson. He threw it away. Jumping into the passing lane was Michael Jordan, and Charles just grabbed him, didn't want him to get off and dunk again.
Well, that was a very, very smart play. Watch this. Watch the anticipation. There it is right there. Soft pass. Excellent foul. Otherwise, it's a 2-on-1 dunk.
Jordan back to the free throw line, where he is 2 for 3, 6 of 10 from the floor. And now he's 2 for 4 from the line as he misses the first. A 6-point Chicago lead.
Michael Jordan during the exhibition shot 93% on the foul line. 89 for 96 in 9 games.
And you know what's big about that? He gets there a ton of times because of the kind of player he is. You know, if he was like 2 for 3 every game or something.
Right.
Here's Henson.
No.
And
there he is
right
again.
Into the passing lane. Here comes Jordan. Down the lane. Finger roll. Got it. And he fouled.
That is his third 3-point field goal off of a steal. Just think about that a second. Watch him again. You see, he's coming from the other corner. The player who's open at the top of the circle just cannot stand there. You've got to move to the ball, shorten the passing so that when Jordan is running as the free man from the other corner, that you are closing the passing lane, closing it down. Otherwise, this guy's going to have a field goal tonight. I mean, a field day. He's already got 3 for 9 points.
Cheeks. Wingate from outside. Nope. And the rebound snapped down by Michael Jordan. Lead pass ahead. Good feed. Sellers couldn't get it to fall, and Barkley rips that away. Here comes Charles to Cheeks. Baseline. That's short. Charles struggling between 2 men for the
offensive
rebound.
foul. Yeah, that was a good call. Charles was in there fighting. He was in there against two bigger players, and you'll see the shot here right now. Let's see the angle. You'll see right there, Charles with a push. He had Oakley in there and also Corzine.
This will be Oakley at the free throw line.
Charles Oakley, 2 shots.
Like we said earlier, Oakley's an 80% foul shooter.
Oakley. Pounds it on the floor a couple of times. And now the lead is 11. So the Sixers made a run. Got it down to 6 and now back up to 11. And Oakley trying to increase upon that. Around the rim, and it finally drops. He used all the rim that time. 55-43, 2:48 left to play first half. Bulls in front. It's a little two-man game. Henson, Wingate, for Henson, back to Wingate. He'll raise up, in and out. McNamara struggles and wins the battle.
Nice job.
Turns and fires and missed it badly off the left side. Here comes Jordan 1-on-2. He stops and pops and missed it. The rebound, Grant. And he missed it, but a foul was called.
See, I'm really impressed with the Chicago Bull athletic quickness defensively, because they're doing it with guys 6'9" and 6'10". I mean, they are really active. And then their second major issue is how good they are on the offensive boards.
Horace Grant, the ACC 86-87 Player of the Year. As Hubie indicated, missed a lot of training camp, so behind the other young players that stuck with the Bulls.
If you notice what the Bulls are also doing on when there's a rebound and it's questionable at one end of the floor, at the Sixers end, Jordan will leave and he goes down the floor and they get it up to him and they give him a one-on-one, one-on-two. So what? Why not? It's better than walking the ball up and getting in a half-court offense.
Grant, or rather,
Timeout, Philadelphia.
Chicago with another rebound, then a turnover.
That was offensive goaltending. There's the score up on the board in the second quarter. I don't know if it's a misprint, but Indiana has 72 points to New York's 44 in the second quarter. Is that the same group that we saw last night?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
It's amazing what a sellout home crowd will do for you.
Turnaround baseline on the rim. Nope, but the rebound back up by Michael, and he is fouled. He'll get back to the line. Jordan, 4 of 6.
Now called on Roy Henson, his second penalty.
Boy, he is quick off his feet. He went up once, came down, and then still got back up to get the rebound.
There are very few things which he has not done tonight. Is there any category that he doesn't have?
Michael Jordan led the NBA in scoring a year ago. Makes the first free throw here.
The thing which is so underrated about this young man, they appreciate his passing, but no one ever talks about his block shots, his steals, and his overall defense.
Now he has done some damage by stealing the ball from the Sixers tonight. This is Cheeks against 3. Wingate. Nearly stolen again underneath, and it is stolen. 3 able to run it down in the heart of the lane.
That was excellent help that time by Brains, jumping out. Double screen on the baseline.
And Jordan, nothing but net. Jordan with a big first half, and the Bulls lead it 60-45 with a minute left. Wingate, they isolate him. He drives, goes up, blocked, and out of bounds. And Jesse Thompson, the back official, is going to make the call, and he's going to give it.
He had no idea.
Yeah, well, neither one of them did.
Right, he looked at him, and the fact that when Wingate went up, the second guy who rotated caught him and hit him in the lower part of the body. Should be shooting 2 foul shots.
Wingate for Cheeks. Rainbow, and he poured it in.
See, if you're a coach, you're concerned because your team is not getting easy shots at the basket. All your shots are difficult shots.
3. Pippen dribble drive, kicks it off for Grant, and an offensive foul.
See, Welp out there again. I tell you, he does an excellent job at helping out in the lane. He's really improved from game to game through the exhibitions and now into the first 2 games.
Well, if there was a rap, it was that he didn't have that, maybe that toughness. And he, as you said, he's certainly displayed more and more of it. Cheeks missing from outside, and again the perimeter jumper, and it's just not going down. Well, Hubie's point about them not getting any easy shots, and a 20-second timeout taken.
Let me just
timeout. This is Jordan, picked up by Henson, and now left for Wingate.
15 seconds for the quarter.
12 on the shot clock. Jordan in the air, dishes, and the jumper off the glass is good.
By Grant. Plenty of time to get a good shot here.
Here comes Cheeks down the lane. He left it, and there's the steal. Grant to Pippen. Ahead to Sellers. Throws it up on the run, and it caroms off the heel of the rim heavy. So that's the end of the first half.
For a team that had a Michael Jordan, you know, and a pretty good cast.
Well, for them to move up to that status that you talked about and alluded to, the 50 wins, they're going to have to steal some on the road.
Yes.
A lot more than 11.
Oh, no, you got to get 18. You got to get 17, 18 or more.
Jordan
to get 50.
Missing from outside, and the Sixers will have their first opportunity of this second half. Barkley.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed the way Oakley has been moving Hinson out. I mean, he is really upper body strength.
Yeah, he's just bodying him out of it and moving him away from the basket. McCormick able to slip inside that time. 62-49, and the Sixers need to put together a solid run here as we begin the third period. Jordan in the air, the finger roll. Nope, the follow is good.
You can't watch him. You know, I mean, that shot went up. His man was playing him, but no other red shirt went for the rebound.
64-49, and Michael Jordan has had a big night already. We're just underway in the third. David Wingate.
There's a carry. Sure.
Tried to stutter step his way to the baseline.
See, I just don't feel that Sellers can play Charles Barkley in the low hole. I don't know. He's got to prove it to me. But you can't get it done if they don't get the ball to you in that spot.
Screen set by Oakley, not a little one. He about knocked Maurice over, and Sellers drills the jumper off the left wing.
Very underrated player. He's almost automatic when he's left open from 15 to 20 feet. Plus, he's a good offensive rebounder. And you know, you forget he's 7 foot.
Wingate from outside, and he buries that. Now he's going to have a better shooting second half. Although he has scored, he's in double figures with 13. Inside, Oakley was posted and scores easily.
Well, Oakley did a good job. See, Oakley, every time the Sixers score, Oakley runs right underneath the basket at the other end of the floor, and they get it up quick and look for him posting Barkley. And all Charles has to do is front him down there, and they're not going to be able to make that direct pass.
There's the pass across the top to Maurice. Hits the heel of the rim heavy and bounces away. Jordan, 3-on-2 break. Paxson back to Oakley, and the layup good. And you can't execute it much better than that off the break.
That was beautiful.
70-51, and a timeout taken. We understand that Boston and Washington are locked in an overtime game. And we'll have some highlights. Harry Donahue in the post-game show. Bo Cheeks, Henson. Now he's got to start lighting it up. He had just 2 points until he made that field goal. Now Henson with 4. McCormick with just 4 points in the game. So just 8 out of the 2 of the 3 frontline players.
See, when they scored again, Oakley just ran to that spot, but Grains horsed him right out of there using his lower body and kept moving him out. Sure, he took an offensive foul, but he made his presence, a defensive foul. He made his presence felt.
This is Artis Gilmore. Got an early foul trouble in this game. Little handoff outside to Paxson. Bounce back. Oakley pump fakes. Grains a good job there. He forced him to give it up, but Paxson sticks it from outside.
This ball club cannot play any better than they're playing right now.
Oh, they're executing beautifully.
Yeah.
Henson on the wing, free throw line extended right. McCormick. And there's Jordan. He jumped right in the passing lane again. And again, you talked about that soft pass going from the top to a wing, and Jordan nearly picked that off and would have been off to the races. You're watching Sixers basketball on WPHL, TV 17, Philadelphia. Henson got caught in the air and had no place to go with it. Sellers palmed it, but no one saw it, and he buries the jumper.
Maddie's taking a timeout, and they need it. They really need it right now. This is getting out of hand.
Sixers with a timeout to regroup, 70. Now Bell trying to back in on Gilmore. Tell you, the Bulls have forced the Sixers into that perimeter game. Here's a whistle underneath.
Well, that time Barkley was coming across the lane to post up on the ball side, and Oakley grabbed a hold of him. See, if nothing else, you got to be really impressed with Chicago tonight. Their athletic ability up front is fantastic.
Here's Cheeks from the perimeter, and he knocked it down. Now they're not shooting the ball all that badly. The turnovers have been costly, and they've put Chicago on the line a ton of times. Inside Gilmore, and no, he missed it at point-blank range. They tried to go right back to Oakley, and
see, Matty wants an over-the-back foul here right now on a loose ball, but you know it hasn't been called all night long, so you're not going to get it. That's a major issue here tonight. It's being allowed to be a big physical game.
Cheeks had to windmill one up, and here come the Bulls to Jordan. He runs in, the layup's good. Well, he just releases, and
Mo's right on that Jess Thompson right now. It wasn't his call. It was the other referee's call at that end. Mo got his defensive man up in the air, stepped underneath him, got hit on the hip, and wanted a two-shot foul.
Charles one-on-one. Oh, great crossover dribble, and he's fouled, and he will get to the line. He about turned Oakley around.
He did. That's Gilmore's fourth. You know, you watch this great move. Now, here comes Gilmore on the move. Strong move by Charles, really strong. Every center that has played for me, from Tree Rollins to Hawes to Cartwright, here's Corzine in the game. Everyone claims that Artis Gilmore is still the strongest guy in basketball.
Charles, leading scorer and rebounder during the preseason for the Sixers. One of the co-captains, along with Mo Cheeks.
Now, see, this is what I want to bring out right now as Charles shooting his foul shot. Think of their front line. Sellers at 7 foot. Gilmore at 7'2". Oakley, one of the best rebounders in the league, at 6'9". Now they come off the bench. Pippen, a great athlete, at 6'7". Grant at 6'10". And then they still have Corzine as your backup at 7 foot. You're talking about some guys who can play. And we haven't even mentioned the guy who has 9,000 points right now.
Yeah. 76-57. As Jordan, with a belt high dribble, leaves it for Paxson. Now Jordan, he's posted, turns, fires, short.
Excellent
rebound,
job.
Charles.
Askew, excellent job.
4-on-2. Barkley to Askew, and the layup's good. Nice decision by Charles. Found Askew bolting off the left wing for the layup.
Sixers need a little defensive run here now. Make them go like 1 for 5, 2 for 7, something like that, and then do something at the other end of the floor.
Jordan, Oakley, they swing it nicely to the far side, and the jumper is good.
See, they're having one of those nights. They are not missing any ball reversals. They're knocking them all down.
That was Sellers again. His 5th field goal. He's in double figures with 10. Belt for Barkley. And again, the Chicago defense forcing the Sixers out to the perimeter. They haven't been able to get much done inside. Cheeks unloads from outside and misses, and Sellers the rebound. Paxson. Jordan inside. Corzine. Back out to Sellers. Again, they swung it nicely. Sellers spins it up, missed it, but the tip in is good by Oakley. Well, they're going to give it to Sellers.
Give it to that was Oakley, though. I agree with you, Neil. Oakley was right there.
80-59. And Maurice and a whistle and an offensive foul on Mo. It's just been one of those nights, and Hubie Hubie's point is very valid. Chicago has not done very many things wrong at either end of the floor. Playing before a sellout crowd, their first game of the new season.
Well, you know, we have to bring out the point. They're the only team that did not play last night.
Didn't have to travel. Oakley's turnaround won't go, and the rebound Brains. And a loose ball foul. That's going to be on Corzine, I believe.
Yeah, Corzine came over the back.
That's his second. Third team foul.
2 on Corzine. It's Askew, Stevie Coulter, Charles Barkley, Roy Henson, and Danny Brains right now as Matty searches for a combination that can get something started here. Brains for Askew. Now Charles, good look, and he got Askew, couldn't get it to fall. Paxson gunned up the right side. There's the man. Michael Jordan back to Paxson. He fires. That'll be an air ball. Rebound, though, back up and good by Oakley. How many rebounds Oakley have in the first half?
He had 11 at halftime. No, I'd say they're a great offensive rebounding team. They only average 17 a game in the exhibitions, but you know 15 is outstanding. You start talking about 17, 18 offensive rebounds a game, you're murder. You'll be right there as the best in the league.
And there's Jordan again deflecting it away from Roy Henson and out of bounds. But Jordan very active defensively.
On the shot clock. 5 seconds.
They get it in for Steve Coulter. Now it's Oakley matched up with Charles, and they battle, and finally the rebound comes off to the smallest man on the floor, Paxson, who fumbled it away and then got it back behind his back to Sellers, behind his back to Paxson. And we head the other way. Now it's gotten a little sloppy at both ends. Brains ducks between two men, missed it. Rebound, Henson back up and good. Roy with just his second field goal of the game. He has 6 points. He is 2 of 4 from the free throw line to go along with the 2 field goals. Around the screen, Jordan trying to go up. Nope. Sixers want to run. Barkley into the lane and a block on Paxson. Now that was a case where Paxson should have gotten out of the way, I think.
Yeah, I think so also. Charles gives him a move here now, and Jimmy just took it, except that he had the right away and actually was going to turn the corner that time. Paxson did not take it head on. And, you know, in a way, it's a pretty good foul because it's the Bulls' fourth foul.
But sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. This is Henson with the offensive board. Holder backs out near the timeline as they set up, run their half-court game. They look a little confused for a moment. Barkley inside and staggers around in the lane. And is this going to be on Oakley?
Oakley.
Foul is on Brad Sellers.
Charles is on the line now.
They're going to call it on Sellers, though. I thought it was on Oakley, too.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, right. Now
there's one bump.
Yeah.
I think they made a mistake.
Well, Oakley thought he committed the foul and expressed, you know, an anger and everything. See, here's Pippen entering the ball game right now. If you notice the Bulls, like I told you at the top, any low post play, the hands go on your lower back first. Then when their hands go up in the air, they're getting you and guarding you with their legs. They're right up against your legs. They're playing you very, very tight and what they call forcing. They're moving you right up the lane.
82-62, Chicago with 3:15 left in the third. In and out, no good.
There's the press. Little trap now.
3. Able
Sixers,
to get it sideline.
Yeah. Now they've matched up man to man.
Sellers, he's been sticking it, and that was partially blocked by Brains. Good defensive play. Then Henson picked it up and had it knocked out of his hands. They're going to give it to Chicago. No, they're not. They're going to give it to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The crowd doesn't like it, but it was the correct call.
Yes, it was. That was a good call.
A 20-point Chicago lead. Steve Colton. Charles thought about it and didn't pull the trigger. Cranked at the corner and intended for Calder and out of bounds. Everything just a little out of sync.
Well, you know what it is?
Offensively,
they're double teaming everything, and they're making you find the free people, and you must make a perfect pass. And if the free people don't move to a spot up, it's difficult for the guy who's being double teamed because of their size.
And they get the Sixers for an illegal defense, and Matty is really beside himself here. And he is hot at Jess Thompson. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did not see that as again.
The reason why he's upset, Neil, is that it's all one way. The other guys are trapping, and they have the people in the same rotations that the Sixers are in. And there hasn't been one call yet. Here's the technique. It was coming. You know it was coming. Because it's always the guy that's been calling him on you that is going to give it to you, because you got to vent out your anger. Now, I know a lot of people would say, turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
You know, you were the
master at that, right? 83-62. Sellers gets to the free throw line, but again, Hubie makes the point that that's the third or fourth time that the Sixers have been called for an illegal defense, and the Bulls, playing a very similar trapping type defense, have yet to be called for one. Or maybe they were called for one in the first half. Oakley against Barkley. Oh, great move to the basket, and then he had it slapped off the glass. Coulter running. It's 3-on-2 to Barkley, and he hammers it home.
That was a beautiful pass by Coulter. Beautiful.
Charles trailing the play, and Coulter rewarding him. 3 angles over right in front of us. At the hash mark. There's the trap. Oakley raises up. Nope. Rebound. Loose. And finally picked up off one bounce by Roy Hinson. Askew, a leaping leaner off the glass.
Well, this young man possesses a beautiful soft touch, and he's excellent from the wings. He's always looking to bank in the shot.
84-66, the Bulls in front.
Tussling here.
My word. 84-66. 3 against the trap. Bulls trying to spread the floor now. Here's Grant, wide open baseline on the rim. Nope. And the rebound, Danny Brains.
Well, as long as Jordan is at it, it's a good group to press.
Vincent Askew. Barkley. 1-on-3, and nope. And Brains follows.
Oh, what a shot.
And he was hit, it appeared.
I'm telling you, that was an incredible rebound shot. See, this is a good group to trap. Excellent group to trap.
Now they're scrambling around. This is Grant, the other baseline, and the same result. No good. Corzine tracked the loose ball down. Now the Bulls look a little disorganized.
Well, you see, if they could have converted that right there, you're into a 14-point game. You're not that bad off. You still have another quarter to play.
3 for Pippen. Bingo. Nothing.
I don't know. That always happens in basketball when you have an easy opportunity on a rebound or something and you lose it. You always get burned.
86-68. Sixers trying to put something together here. Vincent Askew. Given ground by Pippen. Thought about it, didn't. Now he beats him into the lane, move. Goes up, and it's short, but he'll get to the line.
See, he gave him his move. He enticed him, and then as he came back and faked the jump shot, Pippen made his move defensively to come up to try to block the shot. Askew went right by him off the dribble.
Here comes Jordan back in. Askew averaged 9.3 points per game in 6 preseason games. Bothered by an injury. And we're told now that Washington and Boston are in double overtime. And another NBA game going on. And again, Harry Donahue with highlights of this game and of that game as well. Vincent missed the second one. Charles tried to save it back in, but it's over the sideline and out of bounds. Horace Grant, Pippen, It's a Dale Treat, Michael Jordan, and Dave Corzine.
15 seconds for the quarter. 13 seconds on the shot clock, so there'll be a 2-second difference here.
3.
Six.
Will hold it with a dribble.
3.
And unloads and clank off the backboard. That came. The follow is up by Grant and no good. And the third period is history. 86, along with your name, address, and telephone number to Miller Lite, WPHL TV, fourth quarter shootout, P.O. Box 7775. There's Charles at the perimeter. Turnaround, Henson, nope. And the rebound hauled down by Scottie Pippen. 3, Jordan, Pippen, Corzine, and Oakley. Here's a steal. Barkley jumped into the passing lane right in front of Michael Jordan to Coulter. He finger rolls one up and good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bob. You didn't win. Hubie picked the wrong guy, but
listen,
you had no shot at the beginning anyway, so don't feel bad.
But I'll tell you what, Bob, our guy got an assist.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
They ought to give you a 2-starter, Jack. Oakley fumbling the ball. I don't know what Hugh Hollins was looking at. He looked around as if he wanted to call a foul on, so it's a 3-second violation. 86-71. 11 minutes left to play for your ball game. Barkley. They swing it to the right side. Coulter flips it out. Barkley for 3. The home run. Kaboom!
3-point field goal, Charles Barkley.
Charles with the home run. 86-74. Crowd beginning to get a little restless right now.
Yeah, they should be.
3 for Jordan. He's their go-to guy, and here he comes along the baseline. Oh. With 3 defenders playing it pretty well, he was still able to slip between them. He had to double clutch, knocked it in off the glass.
Not only that, but he jumped back in because he was behind the backboard.
Coulter from outside, nope, and Oakley has another rebound. .88-74. Well, we talked about the Sixers being a little out of sync for practically the entire evening. Give the Bulls some credit for their defense, though, as Street buries one from outside. But what the Sixers need to do is get something sustained put together. So, 90-74, a timeout taken with 9. Philly to battle the Sixers on Charles Barkley T-shirt night. Be one of the first 6,000 youngsters, 14 and under, to receive a Charles Barkley T-shirt, courtesy of Discovered Card.
Another 3.
Charles with a pair of 3-point field goals. 90-77. Now Charles trying to keep him in it.
Well,
and
it's
then
13-point spread, really, with 9.5 to go.
Here's Jordan from outside. 15-point spread. Jordan off the left wing. Now see if they look to go to Charles again. He's trying to make something happen, but he's going to need some help. There's a little 2-man game right there. Wingate and Charles. Charles fronted now by Jordan. Now he's got him on his back, driving. Wingate scoops and scores. Nicely done. 92-79. Back to the 13-point advantage. Jordan Paxson's all alone at the top. And nope, wouldn't go. I was about to say that's money in the bank. Steve Coulter glances over at Matty, kneeling right in front of us. See if they look to Charles again. Here comes Wingate popping
again.
out. Yep.
Same 2-man game.
This time Charles has Oakley on him. Now Charles spinning and twisting. Has to kick it back outside, and it's stolen. Pippen will run all the way in and jam with 2 hands. Pippen did what Michael Jordan has been doing most of the evening.
Well, that's the 4th time that pass has been stolen at the top. That has now led to 11 points.
Coulter, Barkley, inside. Brains was alone for a moment. And they try to force feed him inside again. Nope, loose. Wingate, driving, scoring. So David with 17 in the game now. 94-81. But now the Sixers have got to stop them defensively. They're going to put together a solid run. Oakley from outside. Back of the rim, Henson the board. Holder asking Matty, what do you want? And Matty tells him. They'll run their fist play. Here comes Wingate. He pops out this time on the left side. Ooh, great crossover dribble. And tough luck on the shot.
Well, that was an excellent move. The shot was there.
Corzine, Pippen, and he fumbled it out of bounds. Took his eye off it. Tried to do something with it before he caught it.
You know, they keep giving the 76ers an opportunity to come back.
You got to take advantage. Either score or at least get to the line. Cheeks with a belt high right hand dribble against Paxson.
Bringing Henson now, looking for Henson.
Chicago ball.
Henson was wrapped up trying to get position on Corzine that time.
Mo thought he was going to pop a little bit. So again, another opportunity where they don't get a shot. Paxson. Oakley, baseline, Sellers. Back to Oakley, good muscle job, but blocked off the glass. Charles, like a freight train, shovels and then takes the return pass and scores.
And a foul.
And a good pass from Wingate.
That was a great pass back. More important, the catch. Watch this catch.
And a timeout taken by the Bulls now. Charles makes the free throw, completes the three-point play. He's got 3, 6, 8, 9 early on here. Here's Paxson being chased. And then Oakley fumbled it, and it's out of bounds. So they can cut it to 8.
They did an excellent job. And you know what was there? Jordan was wide open in the middle of the floor, but Paxson could not see him because he had 3 guys chasing him.
This is Henson for Charles. Barkley behind his back, down the lane, and has it blocked. Corzine got there. Super move by Charles, but
give Corzine big credit that time, Neil. That was a great block.
Stood his ground.
That's right. He never left his feet. He made Charles commit.
Paxson for Jordan. Jordan walked. They didn't call that. Jumper is good.
See, I expect him to get the ball every time now until the game is decided.
96-84, 5:40 left. Maurice. Now Wingate, who popped out on the left side. And
see, that was a young player with, he was over exuberant that time. He was trying to catch the ball and go at the same time. You can't do that. You know, you got to make the catch first, then make your move. He was concerned because Michael Jordan is playing him. He's trying to overplay that passing lane.
Paxson and Jordan trying to flash back to the top, and a foul before he can get there. Tim McCormick the foul.
See, they were going to run the same play again. Corzine pinning down on Jordan, bring Jordan up to the foul line, and then you have him in a one-on-one situation.
Comes Steve Coulter into the game, and Roy Henson will come out.
Playing Wingate out of forward spot offensively, but he's playing Jordan defensively.
Paxson for Jordan. There he is. Free throw line jumper. Short. Ball loose. Batted out into the backcourt, and away with it comes Cheeks. Charles.
There's a clear out.
For Cheeksy, and
8 seconds, 8 seconds, plenty of time.
Charles down the lane. Good move and scores.
Well, he was determined. He just took on their entire 5-man defense on that play.
96-86, back to a 10-point game. 4.5 left, so a lot of time.
Here's Jordan again.
Pops to the top. Inside, and that's poked loose, and it's out of bounds. And they're going to give it to the Sixers.
First of all, give Matty an assist. He caught it, and he made the call at the same time. Another clear.
Yeah.
They're double teaming him now with Jordan.
McCormick slides down the lane. Coulter unloads from outside. Missed it. Wingate. The follow wouldn't go. He rebounds again. Goes up. No, that's short.
Two great
efforts.
Oh, my. Sensational athletic moves.
And he should have been paid off at least one of the two times. 96-86. Little handoff to Paxson. Now they got Sellers inside. Oakley was just trying to ride.
Wow, that was an
Charles.
Offensive foul,
Yeah,
for crying out loud. He was backing Barkley. He backed him from one side of the lane to the other.
Timeout taken. Chicago as they inbound. This is Jordan. Good move. The square up, and he scores.
Now just think about it now. Their last 5 possessions, he's had the ball 4 times. Not only is he a go-to guy for the field goal, but you know that he's going to get the call for the foul.
Wide open. Wingate. Nope. The rebound knocked loose and out of bounds.
See, they are now running Michael Jordan on the double team at Barkley every time because of physical strength. They want another strong guy on him rather than the guard. Every time they put the guard on Barkley, he just splits the double team.
Here comes Cheeks down the lane. Threw it up over his shoulder and was fouled. Jordan, 34 points now in the game. Charles with 30.
Second team foul.
Oakley, 19 boards, 12 points.
Cheeks. 2 shots.
Maurice with 2 coming. 5 field goals, 2 of 2 from the line, as he misses this one.
The Sixers have had an excellent second half. You know, they got it behind there, but they showed that the defense is still there. They can play the defense. Let's face it, the Bulls only have 98 points here in their opening building, and they were off last night, no travel time. Sixers are doing a good job at the defensive end. It's just that they had to struggle so long in that first half and couldn't establish a game.
Paxson, Jordan trying to free himself. Wingate leaning on him. Here he comes. He pops to the top again. Puts it on the floor. Down the lane he comes. Oh, what a move. Missed it, but the Pippen tipped it in. They're going to not disallow the basket.
That was on Charles Barkley, his 4th.
See, it's unfair to say that any man... Now, just watch this move. That's a big-time, big step move. Just takes the ball, and you play him for his right hand. He has the ability to switch it back and go strong with the left hand, but more important, can make the shot with the left hand.
That one went way down and it jumped out on him.
He and Charles do those moves as well as anybody in basketball.
And Jordan, normally a very reliable free throw shooter, misses this one. A 12-point Bull lead. And he missed it. Wingate, Cheeks, Coulter, Charles thinking about it. Now drives, beats every door. Great move by Charles, again splitting the defenders. Paxson. Oh, inside Oakley, and then fouled by Tim McCormick. Good entry pass by Paxson. And we get a look at it here as McCormick, this comes right down on his back. Did prevent the shot, and they inbounded. Sellers, nope. Oh, Pippen. Came flashing down the lane as he knifed in and just pounded it home with one hand as it bounced high off the rim.
The reason why that was tough to take is there was not one red shirt up on the glass for the rebound. I mean, he came down totally, you know, by himself. Nobody on him. Well, Charles is disappointed with himself because he misjudged the flight of the pass that time.
Ended up with his back against the stanchion underneath. 100-88. Here's a little dribble handoff for Jordan. Here he comes again. That time he got caught in heavy traffic.
Well, Wingate got him that time with a, pretty good shot.
And a timeout taken.
Them right now because they are all playing good offensive basketball.
Jordan.
There's a clear out.
Hanson now. Cheeks gets down and trapped him in the corner. Back for Sellers. They're trying to run some clock if they can. And here's Barkley with a steal. Paxton chases him, but he won't catch him. And Charles.
Here goes the press now.
100-90. It's back to a 10-point game. A minute 22 left. Now they spread the floor, trying to get some spacing. Pippen for Paxton.
They're just going to hold and run the clock down. That's all they're going to do.
Pippen wheels in, goes behind his back to Oakley. Back outside to Jordan. Jordan puts it on the floor, not
Great
loose.
Steal.
And here comes Charles again. It's 2-on-2. The Cheeks running in, and he's grabbed, and a good foul by Paxton.
Excellent foul. You always make the player go to the foul line, make the 2 foul shots. Never give the guy good bounce pass right here. Here goes Mo. Good, smart foul. You never want him to get the ball up above his shoulders. He gets it up above his shoulders. He'll make the shot. You foul him. He's got a chance for a 3-point play. Get him before he gets that ball up above his number.
100-90. It's a 9-point game now.
I have felt that the Sixers have done an excellent job in coming back into this and making it. I still think they have a long road to go. I know it's 8 with 57 to go. They need a major steal here.
Paxson just holds the ball out. Yeah, they got back into the game. They forced Doug Collins, the Bulls head coach, to call a couple of timeouts.
Now this is the perfect guy to foul. Pippen is a very poor foul shooter. During the exhibition season, he only shot 54% from the foul line. This was a good foul.
Charles just wrapped him up with 44 seconds left. 100-92. Pippen. And true to form.
That was a big miss.
Stevie Coulter comes on. Roy Hinson will sit down.
Now we have 44 seconds to go here. He misses both of these. You're still in an 8-point game. Anything can happen, at the other end on it. This is a big possession for the Sixers right off of this one.
He bricked that, and Charles claims the rebound. Well, he missed a pair. Barkley waves his teammates away. Into the lane and lost it off his leg. Pippen, and they want to foul Pippen, but no, it's Michael Jordan, and he can't.
Timeout.
102-92, and we're going to stay here with 29 seconds left. Now Charles, good rebound, brought it up the floor, and then fumbled it away, or else we might have had we'll get another look at it.
What are you going to see? He wants the one-on-one move. He gave a head fake to clear out the left side of the floor. All right, here you go on Jordan on a dunk at this side, at this end now. That's the end result of the play. But as Charles was coming up the floor, he cleared the side. He wanted to go one-on-one. Unfortunately, when he made his reverse pivot, he did not see them coming from.
There's a block by Jordan, and Paxton will push it up with 15 seconds left.
Well, that was a bad percentage shot by Wingate. And Michael Jordan laid off him. See, anytime that you know that you're a great jumper, you let a guy go down in there and turn his back and let him take an off-balance shot. Now you can play off of him. He can't get a piece of your body. Then you can step up. Watch how Jordan goes here. Now, see, he's playing him tough. As the move, see him step back. Now he's going to make his move. Because on that spin move, he didn't let him get a piece of his body. If Wingate would have gotten a piece of Jordan's body that time, then he probably would have got fouled. But instead, he laid back and went for the shot clock.
He comes off, and he was limping a bit as he did so. Paxson at the free throw line. And he makes the first. And he makes the second as he rolls it in. 104-92 with 11 seconds left. Steve Coulter to the baseline. Reverse. Nope. Tap belt. Nope. Tapped again. Nope. Tapped the third time by Brains. No. And then finally Velp able to finish it off. And the ball game is over.